Okay, so on this question, there's a couple of inequalities, and they want us to graph them both and put them both on the answer thing here. Okay, so I'm going to grab the first one. Get over here maybe. Y less than 3/5 x minus 3. Okay, so that one already has y alone. The second one, when we get to the second one, we're going to have to do some work to get y alone first before we can graph. But this top one already has y alone. So let's start out here. And remember, whatever number's off to the right, you start, and that's going to be down 3 in the middle. Right there. Boom. Down 3 in the middle. There's our first dot, down 3 in the middle. And then where do we go now to get our other dots? Well, it's rise over run. These are both positive. So that means I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. So there's my second dot, right? Rise 3, run 5, whatever fraction is in front of x is your slope. You rise over your run. There's your second. I got your 2 dots. Now we can connect our 2 dots. Is it going to be a solid line or dotted? Well, it's y less. So no solid bar, no solid bar, no solid line. It's dotted. So it's dotted. So it's a dotted line. So you're going to use the dotted line tool. Make a dotted line there. Get rid of this stuff. Okay, and where's the shading? The shading, it says y less, right? Y less, shade below. Lesser things are below, aren't they? So the shading on this one is going to be below. Oops. Shade below. All right, the shade below. Now, so there's the first one. Now the second one. It's going to be a lot more work because we got to get y alone. So we got minus 2x plus 4y greater than negative 8. So first thing is to get y alone. We get y alone. So that means come on in here and add 2x to both sides. So we add 2x to both sides, and we get 4y greater than 2x. You put the 2x in the front, 2x minus 8. Okay, and then divide by 4. And you're still trying to get y alone. Do I need to flip the symbol? No flipping the symbol here, because I did not divide by a negative. I just divided by a regular 4. So no need to flip the symbol. All right, now what do you do with this fraction? Well, you reduce it. Remember reducing fractions? We always reduce fractions, divide top and bottom by 2. So that'll become 1 over 2x. Same thing here. Well, 8 divided by 4 is just 2, right? 4 goes into 8. I couldn't do that here. 4 did not go into 2. Right, does everybody see that? So I just reduced. So again, 4, right? This one, 4 goes into 8 2 times. Or if you want, I could say it differently, maybe in a way that'd be more helpful. You could say, well, look, just divide them both by 4, and that's true. That'd be 2 over 1. And 2 over 1, we don't leave 1s in the bottom. We just say, hey, that's just 2. So it's just y greater than a half x minus 2. Does that make sense? Maybe that's the clearest way I can say it. Let me help with that. I know fractions are a big pain. So let me be helpful on that. Going back again one more time. For the 2 over 4, I just divided top and bottom by 2. Got 1 over 2. For the 8 over 4, I divided top and bottom by 4. Got 2 over 1. Now, why did I make the 2 over 1 just become 2? Well, because we never leave 1s in the bottom, but we do leave 1s in the top. And it's not just some tradition. It's true because what? You think, well, can't we just get rid of this 1 and make it 2 as well? Well, clearly not, huh? Half is not the same as 2. Half a pi is not the same as 2 pies. But over here, 2 divided by 1, that's just 2, right? If 2 divided by 1, like 1 goes into 2 times. So ones in the bottom just vanish because they should, because the bottom goes into the top, right? A fraction means divide. If I go 10 divided by 2, we all know the answer is 5 because 2 goes into 10 5 times. Likewise, 2 divided by 1 is just 2 because 1 goes into 2 times. So when you have 1 in the bottom of a fraction, it just vanishes. But ones in the top must stay. So there we go. So let's graph it. Where do we start? You know it's this number out here. Start. That's going to be down 2 in the middle right there. It's our first stop. And then this is our rise over our run. They're both positive. So I'm going to go up 1 over 2. There's our second dot. And it's just going to keep going in that pattern. You know, up 1 over 2. There's the next dot, up 1 over 2. Next dot just keeps going, up 1 over 2. You can even backtrack it from here, up 1 over 2. Here, up 1 over 2. Here, up 1 over 2. You know, I'm just showing the line is going to hit the other one. Is it going to be a solid line or dotted? Well, this one is no solid bar, dotted line again. Right? No solid bar, no solid line, dotted. So another dotted line. I've kind of scribbled it all up now with all this rise and run stuff. All right. So, no, that's so good. So there we go. Those lines are close together, aren't they? And where's the shading on that one? Well, it says greater, doesn't it? Why? Greater, shade above. Greater things are above, lesser things are below. Why greater? Greater. So I'm going to shade above that line. So it's above that line, below the other line. They actually do intersect right about here, but anyway, a little bit off our graph. So they will have an overlap. You know, if we kept this dotted line, this red dotted line going, and this blue dotted line going, we would see they go like that. And so the shading that's above the blue line and the shading that's below the red line, that green shading, you know, it's below, they would eventually have an overlap region over here, kind of off the graph. And so there we go. And so again, so using the tool, let me show the tool again, which is not the easiest thing to do. Let me share that on my screen here. Yeah, so look, I got one that has solid lines. I'm just going to jump to the answer. I want one with dotted lines. I want to get a similar. Yeah, there's one anyway. Okay, so this one's y greater. So look, I need the dotted line tool. See the dotted line tool at the bottom for that first one. This one right here has greater, which means no solid bar, no solid line. It's going to be dotted. So I need to use the dotted line tool, right? Click on that. It makes dotted lines. Whereas the other tool is going to make solid lines, right? So I'm doing the top one up here greater. So I'm going to use the dotted line tool. Start it up to, boom. This is a different question than mine. Then go down 4. This is -4 over 1. So go down 4, 2, 3, 4 over 1. Click. There we go. And it says y greater. Greater's above. Boom. Shade above. So there's the first one. The other one, we need a solid line making tool. If you get y alone there, I'm just going to do it on my own real quick. That would be 8y less or equal to 10x minus 40. Y less than or equal to 10 over 8. What's that? 5 over 4. X minus 5. So you'd start it down 5. And you go up 5 over 4. You're right there. And the shading, what's the shading going to be? Below. Y less. Below. Yeah, there we go. So that's how you use the tools to make that happen for the overall shading answer. All right, so I'll go back to my iPad. I wanted to show how to use the tools there. Oops. Trying to do that. right, let's try this again. iPad is not wanting to share. There it is. And there we go.